we'll take you live to Hammanskraal now, where some parents of learners at Tsebe Ntlha Primary School, that's in Hammanskraal, as I indicated, have allegedly refused to let their children attend school in protest against the school principal. So they accuse the principal of corruption. They allege that the principal is making parents pay school fees, registration fees and for stationery, despite the school being a no-fee paying school. So apparently the school governing body is engaged in acts of sabotage, wherein they're destroying the newly upgraded school infrastructure in protest of the principal, which is tantamount to fruitless and wasteful expenditure. SABC News reporter Offense Stimo joins us now live from Hammanskraal. Offense, kind of sounds like a very disturbing scene of what is taking place there. So you've got education that has been disrupted. There's protest against the principal over alleged corruption, allegations of sabotage. Give us the full picture of what's happening there.
Absolutely, and a good morning to your viewers, Griselda. I can tell you that we are actually en route to Hammanskraal. We are still in Centurion, where we just stopped by an education activist who's actually going to break the situation down for us, and then we are on our way to Tsebe Ntlha Primary School in Hammanskraal, where apparently the parents are meeting up with the district officials to try and resolve an impasse that they have. As rightfully mentioned in the intro, what had happened was that apparently the parents alleged that the principal convinced them that the school itself was a private institution and they had to pay for school fees, they had to pay for stationery, and they also had to pay for registration fee. Now, upon establishing that that was not true, that it was actually a no-fee paying school, that's when the protest actually began. And in fact, this year, a majority of the learners at Tsebe Ntlha Primary School have not been to school because the parents are actually protesting. In fact, the Provincial Education Department has also warned to say that parents that are keeping their children from school could face the might of the law, as the Constitution actually does not allow that and actually guarantees an access to education for all learners. But I'm actually joined now by Mr. Hendrik Makaneta, who's an education activist, just to break down the situation for us as to what is actually transpiring there at Tsebe Ntlha Primary School. Mr. Makaneta, thank you so much for your time. It's a sad situation that's actually happening, where the learners are actually suffering from a conflict that's between the parents and the principal. Do you believe that the Basic Education Department is handling this matter well, considering that the parents are not letting up, actually not allowing their children to go to school?
Not at all. I think that the manner in which the department, particularly the Gauteng Department of Education, has handled the matter cannot be said to be correct, because we will all agree that public schools are governed by school governing bodies, which comprises of parents who are community members, who have children at the school. And of course, the principal cannot supersede the decisions that are taken by the school governing body, in this case, the parents. And of course, the principal has administrative powers to run the school, but in terms of operational matters such as policies and so on, parents have got a big say in that. And I think that, the principal has just been given a slap, on the wrist by the manner in which they've handled to say she must be there suspended for 2 months without a salary. And of course, that cannot be correct. That is why we've called on the Basic Education Minister, Siviwe Gwahube, to step in so that the issue can be resolved. Of importance is that learners must be prioritized at all times.
Yes, and I believe that parents would agree with you in terms of how the Gauteng Provincial Department actually handled the matter, where they actually went to interrupt a gathering of the Basic Education Department, staging a sit-in where President Ramaphosa was actually opening the ceremony, to make their plight heard. Do you believe that strategy would actually work for them, highlighting their plight to higher powers than just the Provincial Education Department and the district, which they say has been frustrating them on this matter?
Definitely. I think that the fact that parents went to the Basic Education Lekgotla to highlight their challenges and problems is a very great step in the right direction. The president was there. He was able to address the Lekgotla. And I think that the plight of parents has now reached the highest office of the president. That is why we're saying the Minister of Basic Education, along with the president, should look at the issue. The fact that children have been sitting at home without education, that goes against Section 29 of the Constitution of the Republic, which states that every learner has got the right to receive education. And I think that government must move with the necessary speed to make sure that they prioritize. At the center of this whole debacle, priority should be given to our learners, whilst the principal and the parents are sorting out their issues. We want learning and teaching to continue, because these kids are falling behind. The term is about to end. 28 March, the term is going to end. And, it means that our learners have lost, 50 days of teaching and learning. And for us, that is a cause for great concern.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. As you can hear, that's education activist Mr. Hendrik Makaneta actually saying that, learners at Tsebe Ntlha Primary School in Hammanskraal are actually losing out on very essential schooling time, considering that we are nearing the end of the first term. He's appealed to the Basic Education Minister, Ms. Nosiviwe, to actually try and attend to the matter that's actually transpiring there in Hammanskraal. And with that, is back to you in studio, Griselda.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Offensi. I'm sure you'll give us a lot more on that very disturbing story, of course, coming out of Hammanskraal and the accusations that are being made there. Certainly there needs to be some intervention from education with regard to ensuring that at least normal teaching and learning can continue